Hello my fellow book lovers and welcome back to my channel. Another year's gone and another year's here. I thought I was gonna go somewhere with that sentence. I clearly didn't. Here are the book series that I want to read in 2025. I did this video last year where I did obviously all the book series that I wanted to read in 2024. Did not unfortunately read all of them or anything like that. I also didn't finish a lot of the series. I did start them. On this list this year for the book series that I want to read in 2025, some of these are repeats from ones I never got to last year. I'm not gonna put any book series that I actually had started last year that I just didn't end up finishing on this list. These are all gonna be like brand new series that I either never read, haven't started, or book series that I wanted to read last year that I never ended up getting to. Let's just get started with this video, I guess. We can go over book series that I ended up starting last year but I never finished. Let's see, let me go back, find where I wrote it because it is in this notebook. Don't know where it is. Let's first start with the ones that I did actually read, that I completed, read from my book list last year. We have the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, the Chestnut Springs series, Powerless up until the most current book that is out now, Inheritance Games, which is awesome because I actually did not think I was going to end up reading that series last year, which I kind of did towards the end of the year in like September-ish. Pretty cool that I ended up doing that. And then book series that I ended up starting but I did not finish, the Twisted series. I'm currently on the second book. The Girls Guide to Murder series, I only have read the first one so far. The Vancouver Storm series, which is by Stephanie Archer. It's an indie Kindle book series on there. That one I've only read the first book so far. Book series that I never ended up reading last year, which some of them did make it over to the new book list, but some of them did not, which is not to say that I don't want to read them still. I do. It's just more of like what's my priority and stuff like that. So the book series that I did not read last year, which was Throne of Glass, the Dreamland Billionaire series, Divine Rivals, Light Lark, Magnolia Parks, and The Naturals. With all that being said, like I said, some of them move on over to the series I want to read this year, but I'm really going to be focusing on book series that I physically own and or book series that are on Kindle Unlimited. Like almost every single one of them is on there, and then I could read the series on Kindle Unlimited without having to buy the physical books if I did not like them and or having to go out and buy more books, just because I'm not on a book buying ban, but I just don't have the space to continue buying books. So I want to keep it to a minimum until I have like my own home library and stuff like that. That is my plan this year. All right, let's get to the book series that I want to read this year finally. Starting off with number one. This is a series I will absolutely be reading this year without a doubt. Okay, I've already marked it out, already have planned around when I want to start the series, and that is none other than Throne of Glass. Okay, I hate being out of the loop. Hate it. I see everyone else reading the series and everyone else literally having all these jaw-dropping moments, and I hate it. I hate not being included. So I will in fact be absolutely reading Throne of Glass this year without a doubt. Like I said, without a freaking doubt. Okay, I'm so excited. I am going to read it in the order of Assassin's Blade first and then starting Throne of Glass. That's just the way I've heard reading experience wise is best, according to other people who have read the series already. That's the way I'm going to do it. If you don't like it, it doesn't matter because you're not reading the series. I am. Throne of Glass, like I said, so excited. This is one of the only series though where I don't own all of the books, where I have decided that I am going to reward myself. I'm going to reward myself every time I finish one of the books. Okay? I'm going to go out and I'm going to go buy another one just to kind of give myself like that feeling of buying books, because I do have an addiction. Okay? We're not going to deny that. An addiction. It's just going to curb that addiction. Okay? Next up is another series that I wanted to read last year, but I never ended up doing it. That is Divine Rivals. You'd think because it's literally just a duology, I would have gotten it done. I would have finished it. I would have read it. I don't know. I am just scared that it's not going to live up to the hype of what everyone else says. This happened to me last year reading Powerless by Lauren Roberts. It was so hyped up in the amount of people who love this book and said it was like their best book of the year, their favorite book of the year. And then I was so let down. And I just feel like that this might be one of those books that happens to. So I kind of wanted for everything to die down, but at the same time, still feel that way. Still feel like I might be let down because of how hyped the book is in the book talk community. Now I know it's not being talked about as much anymore just because the book, I think at this point is like, over 2 years old. And plus the second book is on Kindle Unlimited. I'm pretty positive. So I can read the entire series or the duology just without having to buy another book. The next series again is another one that is a crossover from last year to this year, Light Lark and Nightbane. Like I said, I already have the first two books, and so everyone and their mom this year I know has talked about how amazing this book is, and I really wish I jumped on the bandwagon before everyone started reading it and talking about it, because I literally bought this book so long ago, you guys. Literally, I think I saw the author was on the Kelly Clarkson show show. And I literally just saw a clip that I think the author had posted from before people really even started reading the book. And she talked about what it was. And I said, are you kidding me? That sounds right up my alley. Okay, this fantasy book. I just know that it's all these rulers have to come to the 6 realms to fight to break their curses. One ruler must die for them to be able to break their curses. That is all I know about the series. But I've heard such good things about it. So I'm very, very excited to read it. But originally, when the author came out and said this book series, it was gonna just be a trilogy. But she said, surprise, it's actually gonna be 5 books. At least like after these 2, because Sky Shade is already out, which is the 3rd book, and I have a feeling I'm gonna absolutely love this series, that I will in fact go out and buy the other ones. Next up, we have another series that is actually, I think, interconnected standalone series, well, romantasy series, and that is Phantasma. The 2nd book I think comes out in the fall of this year. I'm not too sure, I don't remember, but everyone again said that they loved this book, and I actually love the storyline behind it. Everyone keeps saying it's like Caraval, which is basically these 2 sisters enter a competition, this magic competition. They just have to keep getting through, and each competition level is like the level of hell or something like that. Don't quote me. I only know very bare bones of this series, but it is a dark gothic romantasy, I think, and I am very, very excited to read this series. Okay, I've heard such amazing things, and this is one I feel like will live up to the hype that everyone's talking about because it's so different and out of my comfort zone that I just feel like it would be hard for me not to love it. Next up, we have the Sacred Stones trilogy, which is the Dawn of Onyx. I don't know if people know it by its like series name. I've seen this stuff come up for this series on my Instagram all the time, and I bought the first 2 books, and the 3rd book I know just recently came out this past year. I'm excited to read these ones and then hopefully love them and read the 3rd one. Yeah, I've heard good things. It is a romantasy. A lot of people said that this was pleasantly surprising, that they were not expecting this to be as good as it was. So I'm very, very excited. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie. I know nothing about this series, and I could not tell you a single thing about it, but I've heard it's good. Next up, we have The Edens, which is a series that's actually been out for a while. I think every single one of these books is on Kindle Unlimited. This is a series by Devaney Perry. This is a series actually that I've been wanting to read for a long time, and I just have never gotten around to it. It's said to be kind of like the Chestnut Springs, but also with like a bit of a mystery element in there. If you have read the Knock 'Em Out series, which is Things We Never Got Over, Things We Hide from the Light, and Things We Leave Behind, that series, you know, but cowboy romance with a bit of mystery. Sounds like a win-win to me, okay? So I've been wanting to read that series for a really long time. So yeah, that one I've decided I'm gonna put on my radar this year. All of them are on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm very excited to kind of maybe read those as like in-betweens, like palette cleansers and stuff like that. So yeah, we have Quicksilver, which is very new this year. A lot of people raved about this one again this year, and I am looking forward to reading this eventually. I don't know when I will, maybe closer to when the 2nd one comes out. I know a 2nd one is coming out, just don't know when. Heard very good things, don't know anything, and we're gonna leave it at that. If you've read it, you know. Number 8, this is another one, again, where they're recently all on, not recently, like within the past year, they all just got put on Kindle Unlimited. And that is the Boys of Tommen series. I think all of them, but the newest one that came out is on Kindle Unlimited. This is, again, another book that I am just, honestly, so mad about being left out of, okay? I am left out of the loop. I'm not in on all of the inside scoops, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And you know what? Sometimes you're just in the mood to have your heart ripped out of your chest. I don't know what to tell you. If that just so happens, maybe this is the book I will pick up. I am ready to be destroyed by that series. Next up, we have Spark of the Everflame. This is another Kindle Unlimited, or series that is on Kindle Unlimited. I'm almost positive. I first heard of from Sarah Caroli, and she really, really loved this series after it was recommended to her by Emmy Rossum. I think that's how you say her last name. So I started watching Emmy's videos. And let me tell you, I love Miss Emmy, okay? Miss Emmy, she's a queen. I literally don't know how she hadn't shown up on my YouTube recommendations ever. But literally when I went to go look her up because of Sarah, I literally said, who is this woman? I love her. She loves this series, Spark of the Everflame. So I am very excited to go in and read the series. Again, I don't know anything about it. Nothing, okay? I am going solely off the vibes of what other people have said. And we're just not gonna talk about it. We're just not gonna talk about it. Okay? It's just something that happens and is going on, and either you're here for it or you're not. Number 10, The Kingmaker. I think the series is by Kennedy Ryan. I did not write any of the authors down when I wrote down my list. The Kingmaker, I think this is by Kennedy Ryan, who wrote the book series Before I Let Go. I've heard amazing things about that book series. Now imagine, I think, what she could do with a fantasy series. And that's another series I actually do want to read, Kennedy Ryan's books. I just know that they're very, very sad, the Before I Let Go books. I'm very much putting them off because I know that they're sad. But I think that's by Kennedy. If I am wrong, you'll see, and I'll be very embarrassed. I know absolutely nothing about this series. It just looked interesting, keeps popping up on my Kindle recommendation home feed. I don't know what you call it. It just keeps popping up. And I was like, you know what, this does look interesting, and let me put it on my radar for 2025. So that's what I did. Another one that has been on my radar for a while that does keep popping up as my recommended on Kindle is the Pleaded Prisoner series, which the first one is Guild. This is a big series, all on Kindle Unlimited. No one had really talked about this series until recently. I have seen a few book talkers and a few booktubers talking about this series more recently. I'm very excited. Again, I know nothing. The cover just looks good, and the covers of the sequels, the ones that come after in that series, also look really interesting. Next up, this is a book series I literally just got and is actually just recently put on Kindle Unlimited within the last few months. The Natural series. I got this series for Christmas, so I'm super, super excited to finally have it, because if I didn't get this series for Christmas, I don't know if I would have put it on my series to read again in 2025, because this was on my list for 2024. It just wasn't on Kindle Unlimited, and I just hadn't bought any of the books, so like I just never was able to read it. But thank goodness that I ended up getting the series for Christmas, because now I can actually put it on my radar and read the series for you guys in 2025, because everyone talks about how much they love this series. I am a huge fan of Criminal Minds. Used to be my favorite show. Honestly, still is probably one of my favorite shows. I just now get scared too easily because life is real and shit is scary. So I can't really watch it anymore because I get too scared. But this is said to be like a young Criminal Minds. I know it's like these 5 teenagers with really special abilities who are recruited by like the FBI or the CIA, I can't remember, and that they solve cold cases. Jennifer Lynn Barnes, love her. She wrote The Inheritance Games, which is what a series I did end up reading last year. Very good, okay? For my first Jennifer Lynn Barnes series, that one was very good, so I'm very excited for this one, considering people love this series more than they love The Inheritance Games. We only have 3 series left, okay? I have 15 series on this list this year. That's insane. That's gonna be a lot of books to read. Next up, which is another Kindle series that is on Kindle Unlimited, obviously, is the Windy City series, which is Mile High, The Right Move, things like that. So many people talk about this series as a whole. This is an entire like sports romance series, and my camera battery is flashing. Live, laugh, love. That for me. Cool. The Windy City series, this is a romance, like sports romance series that I've heard amazing things about. So I'm super excited to go into this one. Hopefully maybe as like more like palate cleansers, like between other like fantasy series or whatnot that I want to read. I've just heard great things about it, and I am, again, sad to be left out of the loop. Okay, I just want to be in it. Next, we have The Games Gods Play. This is a book that came out this year. Again, it was on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if it still is on Kindle Unlimited. If it's not, then I probably won't be able to read it this year, but this is another one where I was super interested in like the plot. I know it follows like Greek gods and stuff like that in like the games and stuff like that they're playing like with the humans or something. I don't know. That could be really wrong. It really could be. That's another series, because I know the second one's coming out sometime this year. The last one, which is another series that is on Kindle Unlimited that a lot of people have been talking about this year, and that is The Trial of the Sun Queen. This I think is a whole 3-4 book series that is also, like I said, on Kindle Unlimited that I'm excited about. A lot of people talked about it. A lot of bookstagrammers that I follow love this series, and it was a series that I never really had heard of before being on Bookstagram, so like I was kind of surprised, and now it keeps coming up on my Kindle recommended series. All right, that is the last book series on this list. Yeah, I have a lot of book series to read this year, okay? A lot of things on my radar, a lot of books that I want to read. I have an entire TBR bookshelf here that is stack, okay, that I'm really trying to focus on reading all my physical books this year. I've got a big year of reading ahead of me, and hopefully it'll be a good one. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming along with me, listening to me yap about books for a hot second. Books I know nothing about. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that these are some series that you are maybe going to read this year, or books that you have already read that you can kind of tell me a little about if they're worth it or not, because I would love to know that information. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias, as well as subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.